Hey guys, Safe Analyst here, bringing another video for the week. Hope everyone's doing great. For today's video, I'm going to be going over my top 3 favorite altcoins. Now, I'm not going to be giving you guys the top 3 altcoins that are, these are the next 10x, nothing from a price action point of view. Now, mind you, these do have great price action, but the primary purpose of this video is not for these coins that are gonna blow up and have the next 10x here. I'm looking at projects with great tokenomics and that have a great foundation to be successful in crypto for years to come. So for the first crypto I'm going to be going over today is HBAR, the Hedera hash graph. So the Hedera hash graph is a widely used enterprise grade protocol for decentralized economy. Hedera allows for individuals and businesses to create fast and secure apps. Now, Hedera is the only public ledger that uses hash graph consensus. So it's their own type of consensus protocol compared to a layer 1 or another type of blockchain. The hash graph consensus is a faster, more secure alternative to blockchain consensus mechanisms. Now don't get it wrong. This is still a very trustless system. It still stores a copy of its ledger on every node in the network. So it's like a blockchain in that way, that it is a trustless system. Now, the great thing about Hedera Hashgraph is that it has real-time settlement. So HBARs or any issued token on the network takes seconds to settle and have very, very low transaction fees. We're talking at a fraction of a penny here, compared to, obviously ETH, where you're paying gas prices of anywhere from $10 to $100, even more in most cases. Now, my favorite point I'm going to bring up about HBAR, and it's very contrary to most other cryptos that are decentralized, but it's owned and governed by 39 global organizations, and some of the major ones include Google, IBM, T-Mobile, and Boeing. So they hold a big governance and stake in what happens in HBAR. So clearly this is a crypto that is primarily for enterprise use, yet any everyday individual can still go and buy the HBAR. I mean, this is something that's going to be used in enterprise for years to come. It's a great crypto and has a lot of potential upside. Moving on to the next crypto, DAG, Constellation. This is probably my favorite one out of the bunch. Out of these 3 I'm going to be discussing, it's honestly, in my opinion, it solves a lot of problems that we're facing in blockchains today. DAG, which it stands for Direct Acyclic Graph. So most projects that are in crypto are either layer 1 or layer 2 projects. Constellation, the hypergraph network, is a complete redesign of the blockchain infrastructure using DAG operating on layer 0. Now, most people have never heard layer 0. Layer 0, DAG is layer 0 because it has the ability to connect and support any other layer 1 protocol. So we're talking about building interoperability between blockchains. One of the biggest complaint people have in cryptos is that, let's say you're on the Ethereum network, you're only able to use things on the Ethereum network because it's not interoperable with any other chains. If I was wanting to do something on Solana, but it's on ETH, I can't go from Solana to ETH. That's a huge problem that we're facing. There's no interoperability with that. And obviously that's just because we're still at the early stages of crypto. But as things progress, obviously we need to see this interoperability. DAG is a sleeper. Number 270 on market cap. So we're talking it has a $225 million cap. Guys, that is nothing compared to the value of what it's actually worth. This thing is easily going to be tens of billions of dollars in market cap. Now, think about it this way with DAG. in Web 2, so we're talking internet and anything like that, the Web 2 standard is HTTP. If you go up to your .com and even the website you're on right now, it's youtube.com, but before that it says HTTP. That's the domain that it's under. DAG and the hypergraph, so the hypergraph is what is used, DAG is used on. Hypergraph is HTTP and is the Web 3 standard for transferring info, just as HTTP was for the internet. But it takes it to the next level. And look at this, guys, number 270, $225 million cap, still highly undervalued. And guys, Constellation is partnered with some huge organizations. To name a few, we're talking the United States Air Force, the Space, ISAC, and Amazon Web Services. This is a sleeper, guys. One of my favorite projects to be in. And last but not least, obviously, this is Oasis Network, Rose. This is obviously another one of my favorites. Oasis Protocol is focused on building a layer 1 blockchain network that allows for high throughput scalability, and on top of that has a heightened emphasis on privacy preservation. Now, what does that mean, guys? So on chains like Ethereum, transactions are public and transparent for validation, correct? I mean, that's the great thing about decentralization. However, that is a huge barrier for huge institutions that need transactions to be private. So what does Oasis do? Oasis Protocols allows for this heightening of privacy preservation, all while still maintaining the validity of the network. So on Ethereum, there's no validation without it being public, but on Oasis, you are able to do that. Along with all this, just like the other three I've mentioned, the transaction fees are 99% of the cost of something like Ethereum. We're talking cents, pennies on the dollar for to proceed with transactions. Oasis has seen, I mean, this is also another great thing about Oasis. It's seen adoption from many large companies, such as Binance, BMW Group, and a lot of other Fortune 500 companies. Now, what I really like about Oasis, and this is probably one of its best attributes, is that it separates consensus and execution into two layers. The separation of consensus and execution allows for multiple paratimes. So the paratimes is what actually runs the execution side of things. They allow it to run in parallel together. So what does that kind of mean, guys? So if you're running a transaction on Oasis Network, let's say you have two transactions going at the same time. The one that's the hard and complex workload for the network, it runs it on a completely another paratime in parallel with the ones that are simpler. So it's not going to boost any congestion in the network. So it's actually great for the scalability aspect of being able to accommodate for such large transactions. And the last thing that I really like about Rose, and this is something that any listener, anyone that has no idea anything about crypto, they can really gravitate towards this last aspect. They allow for tokenized data. So users can earn rewards by staking their data with apps that want to analyze it, or control how most of this sensitive info is consumed by services they use. Now, kind of what does that mean, right? This is similar to how in Web 2, apps like Facebook, Instagram, major companies are taking your personal info, what you like to view, certain things that you're into. They will sell this data to other major companies for profit. Just the information of you viewing things that you like, or viewing topics that you like to research about, they will take that info, sell it, and make profit off of you. And you don't see any revenue from that. What does Oasis do? It's similar to that, in though you're able to tokenize that data and sell it for the revenue for yourself. So you are actually the one that gets to keep all the profits, and instead of you not making any money off of your data, you actually do. Now, I think that's a great aspect, and not many cryptos, not many projects are focusing on that aspect. And I think that's something that's going to be highly adapted in the future. Now, that's all I got for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the material. And I will be at Bitcoin conference this week, actually. So I will be taking a vlog, giving you guys an idea of how it looks. I'm really excited. But in the meantime, stay safe and have a great day, guys.